Sarisham Tatvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Praganaraitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Namaskaram, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Hindus Talking About Hindumisia, live on Hinduism Now Global Press. And today we are continuing the series of talks and discussions on Hindus talking about Hindumisia. And specifically today we're speaking with Kalyan about his journey to becoming a Hindu activist. And so we'll get started right away. Kalyan, if you can just introduce yourself, tell us your name and where you're from.
Yeah, sure. So, Nithyananda, thank you for making me here. Nithyananda, everyone. My name is Kalyan, and I was born and brought up in southern Tamil Nadu in a town called Tirunelveli, near Tiruchendur. So, I was born in a Adi Shaivite minority tradition, and I was from the young age. I was part of the local temple activities. I would usually go to the temples and do all the rituals, and sometimes I would just help people in the temple community. And we do a lot of annadans. We did a lot of annadans, and yeah. So and I was studied in the nearby schools. So I'm currently undergraduate.
Okay, great. What was the last thing you said? You're a what graduate?
So I'm currently an undergraduate, engineering graduate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Engineering. Okay. What is the terminology you use for that?
Undergraduate.
Undergraduate. Okay. I thought you said NL. Okay, undergraduate. Okay, in engineering. Okay, great. And great. What is your age?
Yeah, my age is 19.
Okay, super. So that's great. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn again how to say the name of the city. Maybe you can type it in the chat for me, please. And so Tirunelveli, yeah, Tirunelveli. Great, thank you. And great. So it's near to Madurai also, and I'm remembering in Tamil Nadu. And that's great. Then Naya, you mentioned that you had gone that you grew up spending time in temple. Which temple? Which temple mostly?
Yeah, it's Lord Shiva temple.
Okay, is this a large temple you're talking about?
Yeah, no. The main temple in Tirunelveli is quite large. It is called as Nellaiappar temple. And I was moved to another small village, and there was also a Shiva temple, an old temple. Yeah, it is called as Somasundaranadar temple. Yeah, it's quite small.
Okay. Okay, so you're no longer living near to the Nellaiappar temple?
Yeah, I'm currently near Nellaiappar temple, like maybe 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you grew up going to that temple itself? The Nellaiappar temple?
Yeah, I went to both of the temples as my grandfathers and grandmothers were in Tirunelveli. So I got the opportunity to go to Nellaiappar temple often.
Okay, wow, that's incredible. Yeah, this I'm just going to do a quick screen share. This y'all can see this, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
So this is the temple you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's incredible. I was just researching this temple. I mean, a couple times this past week. These carvings are some of the most incredible uh, carvings that you will see anywhere.
Yeah, actually, the one of the top a feature of this temple, if we can name it. Can you see the pillar in there in the middle one, left side?
The pillar, which pillar?
Yeah, can you just go to the bottom image?
What, this one?
No, no. It will be a black and white image.
Mm.
Yeah, just go up, go up. Yeah, I think you can type it as Nellaiappar temple pillars. So the advantage of it is it gives 7 sounds when you tap the pillars of the temple.
Wow.
Yeah, here you can see it's called the musical pillars here. So each pillar gives 7 different sounds, and there are like I think maybe 10 or 12 pillars. I'm not sure, but each of these pillars give different sounds.
Wow.
That's one of the speciality of this temple. I mean, if I'm sure, most of the temples have a single pillar, but this temple is the only one which is made of 7 or 8 pillars around the main pragara.
Like this also, right?
Yeah,
Wow. Incredible. Totally incredible. Yeah, no, this temple, I've been researching this temple. It blew my mind because just because actually what happened was I had just been doing seeing a lot of pictures actually, and this image came up, and it got a lot of exposure on the social media. People were really liking it, and I was just curious where it came from. I was like, oh my god, I've never seen like how thin the bow is carved.
yeah.
Like how can that
Even
possibly? Yeah.
yeah, the sculptors, I think even they carved the necklace so perfectly. You can see there in the right side image.
Hmm.
Their precision is so much. Like I don't know how they did it with the technology available at that time.
Are you all able to see the close up here?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like even the in
the
beneath
beard.
the beard, right? And look at this, the hole bit in the finger.
Yeah. So
Like,
it's just not just one idol. I mean, all of the idols are with high precision.
right. Are you able to see my mouse pointer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at this bow.
I mean, it's like they took the original bow and kept it there.
Yeah. And I think even inside you can see there's some kind of a chain or something in there.
Yeah.
Like, how can that possibly be stone? How can you possibly carve this? Like, if that, and there are many examples like that, how can it's like, it's like 1 inch thick, uh, like a foot and a half long of stone. Like, how can you do that without breaking? Because the other part is, right, if you,
Yeah.
if you break it once, that's it. Like if you spent months carving this and then you go to carve the 1 inch thick thing and it breaks, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
You have to start again.
Yeah. You can see the texture in the dress of this statue.
Mm. Here?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you just see his torso?
Yeah. Here, right?
Yeah. I mean, a little below,
Here.
near his thigh.
Thigh. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even this part here sticking out.
Yeah, it's axe, I think.
Like the thing, one of the things is it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous to carve like this. It's so dangerous. If it breaks, that's it. The whole thing is wasted.
You have to redo the whole thing again.
Like if everything is perfect till now, and the last thing you're going to do is this, and it breaks, that's it. The whole thing's waste. Like that was one of the discussions is whoever did this, like there's so many, there's avoiding to remember, but there's a certain temple where there's, I think it's 40 or 41. I'm really avoiding to remember the names, but I think they're maidens, and they're carved in the top of a temple. Like as you walk around, the forms are like this full body forms, but they're mounted. Basically, the roof of the temple is there, and underneath it, the female forms are mounted, but they're tilted, so their projection is down towards seeing you on the ground. It's not just straight. And,
it is visible in most of the southern temples, and here near Tiruchendur, a temple called Muthumariamman temple. So if you go there, all the idols, all the statues will be in the sliding position. I mean, in the let's say this is the roof and this is the wall supporting it. All of the idols would be like this, and if you just see up, you can see they are in a straight position. So it's kind of illusion, but it's not.
Right, and exactly. And if you look at some of the precision on those, like this is in the temple that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like that's what I'm saying is when I saw this image on the social media, it was shocking. Like I think I've never seen anything like that, like this. And
there you can also see Ravana statue in the images. It is so perfect that we can't even differentiate between the image and the statue.
And that's what I saw this. I thought, oh my God, what is that? And then I searched, and then lo and behold, this is in the same temple. And then, like you said, not only that, and there's musical pillars in the same temple. It's like three world wonders in one place. And
exactly.
Like literally, that's what it is. Like there's nowhere in the world you'll find this kind of sculpting. Like I'm sure, and especially.
Can you zoom in this picture? I think we can see the skeletal rib, I think.
You can see it. This is as far. Oh, I can zoom a bit more. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
and you can see the belly skin fold.
Yeah, a warrior's statue, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what like. And look at how this protrudes. How dangerous! Like look at how thin this is. How dangerous is it to carve that? How dangerous! And look at this part. Look how thin, and look at all the detail.
Yeah, it's just 1 inch.
That I don't actually know, but I think this is not carved. I think they created it somehow other way. You can't. It's too dangerous to carve that.
Maybe a possible theory is that they took that person and made them as a statue and placed them there.
Yeah, or they there's multiple things. There's many. There's some
so
examples,
much detail.
Yeah, there's examples in temples of stone. Like if you know the tin, like aluminum tin that they make the AC tunnels out of. It's thin metal. There's examples of stone carved like that. Like it looks like aluminum sheet metal, so that is like I assume it wasn't carved. Somehow it was created, but it's literally like aluminum sheet metal, but it's stone. So I think that it's not carved somehow. Other way they created it. Like, look at that. Like that is maybe an inch around, but with all those little bulbs on it, that is too dangerous. How can you? That's too dangerous to carve that. And maybe the Rudraksha there is even thinner.
Yeah, I mean there is just one or 2 points for support for the garland to stay in there. Can you see there is just two support in the hands of the statue and the sword.
Exactly. And look at this. This whole piece comes all the way down here, and it's all carved with flowers.
Yeah.
That's see, that's like, if you like, so that's the thing. If someone did carve that, which, I mean, I don't really know. It'd be nice, I guess, to find out. But if someone, so either they created it some other way, or if someone did carve it, I don't even know. It's just like,
I mean, we can't even replicate this now. Even with this current technology, I'm not sure we can replicate this.
No. I mean, if people were able to, then they would be doing it. And I mean, I don't know of anyone who knows anyone. Like, look at this. Anyone who anywhere in the world today who's doing this.
Yeah.
So, because that was the other thing about the temple, like that you were saying, how the deities are tilted down, and there's so much detail. Because what was being said about that example was that I believe it was 40. It was a certain number of get the name. If they were, I don't think Kanyas, but there's a name for the group of them. There was a certain number of 40 or 41 of them. But yeah, so it was, so the thing is that they, like, for example, like how long it would take to create this like if it's carved, how, unimaginably long it would take to carve that. So, but then not only that, but there's many examples in one temple. So so that's the thing, like either it got created in a way that wasn't carved, some other way they manifest it. So then we totally don't know how they did it. So that's without question, we have no idea how they did that.
Yeah.
And aside from that, if they did carve it, how much expert you'd have to do it, and how long they'd take to make one of these, and how much risk in one mistake to destroy the whole thing. And it's probably replicated maybe 100 times in one temple. So even if it took that much time to make one of these, they did it only in one temple. That's aside from building the temple itself. So how much time and elite expertism needed to even do that? And that, if it is carved at all, that person spending their time, how much time of the most elite sculptors in all of history spending that much time to make sculptures for one temple plus building a temple, like that is enormous. It's more than building pyramids, because it's skilled craftsmanship. It's not, it only in certain individuals highly could even do that.
Yeah, and we are talking about just one sculpture like this, and there are many in the same temple.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Is exactly, it's not just one. It's so just to create one of these is such a high risk. Like, how many people, there's presumably no one alive on earth who could sculpt this today. So whoever built this temple, if it was carved, they had probably a group of people who could do this, who spent all that time to do it.
And I think it should be made on a single rock, because we can't take multiple rocks and carve it and make it into a single piece.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like that. It looks like they did it on a single rock. Yeah. And that adds even more harder.
Yeah, that's what, there's multiple perspectives to it, right? Because one thing is, if it wasn't a single stone, like, I don't know how old this sculpture is. It has to be at least 300 years, but it could be 1200 years. I don't know how old. So that's the other thing, is if you did connect multiple pieces, there's a high risk they won't hold together for more than 300, 500 years. Right. So that's that. And if they did, then they had technology that we don't, even to hold multiple pieces together for a number of hundred of years. So, but anyway, yeah, it's like, first of all, I mean, does that really look like a carving? Like, do you really, like, do we really, like, this, like a hula hoop? You really think, like, that's pretty risky to carve that?
Yeah.
And that's what I think is, like, I guess it might be possible to actually do that. But
if it is manifestation, it is possible. But if it is a handwork, it's totally unimaginable.
Yeah, exactly. You could manifest it somehow. Like, again, I don't know how to do that. And no, basically humanity doesn't. But if it was carved, it's like, it's almost more impossible to think that it was carved.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like the risk, because that's the thing. If someone carved this, then you would just ask, why? Why would you make it so impossibly hard? Like, it doesn't make sense. You're just, because if it's carved and you do it to this impossible extent, the only reason you're doing it so impossible is because you can. And to show that, it's really just to show that you can do, like, that's all. Like, it's just, like, there's, why would you do something so impossible? Like, that's the thing. It's just kind of like to show the skill of the sculptor, to show that someone could sculpt stone like that. That's the only reason, because otherwise, why would you make it so impossibly hard? It doesn't, like, so yeah. So that's incredible, because that's what I was noticing was,
and to add a point to it, and this was the major reason why, if you go to Meenakshi Amman temple in Madurai, there is a mahal called 1008 pillar mahal. So I recently went there, and what I saw was all these sculptures similar to this, but in metal. All of them were broken in hands. Their fingers were broken. Their nose were broken. So I think maybe all those invaders, all those people, they were just jealous of this, and they just wanted to break it so that they other whole world won't think Hindus were great on those times.
Yeah, you're saying metal. What's metal?
Yeah, in the Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, there were temples made of stone as well as made of other metals. Like, I'm not sure of what metal it is, but it's metallic. Yeah. So these architectural marvel became the attractive point for all those invaders to break it instead of preserving it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that's one of the things you don't notice is, right, so many, and it's the travesty actually, but so much the attack you see in Hindu temples is, you see many of the faces and hands are
fingers, nose, everything.
Right? Yeah, the nose. You'll see many times the nose and the protruding parts of the extremities of the hands. Like, if the hand is built into the stone, it won't be broken. But anything so you'll often see that, right? The deities, you'll see what is broken is the nose and the fingers, like almost like without exception. So it's like
sometimes their hand would even be cut off, like totally all those 5 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. But you can see the first point of attack was the nose of the face because it sticks out, and then the extremities that stick out that are easily breakable. Like you, almost without exception, you'll see the attacks in the temples. The nose and the hands are broken, like almost without exception. And it's like a telltale sign that invaders came to break Murtis. Like that's
But the thing we should focus on is that it is even happening now. It's happening recently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Great. So that's awesome. Okay, great. So yeah, we didn't plan any of this. But that's great. So yeah, that was what I had seen was this picture, and I thought, oh my God, that's incredible. I thought it was not, I didn't know what I thought it was. I thought it wasn't real. And so I thought, oh, that's a nice picture. And then I think I did a Google reverse search on it. And then it came out to show this. And I thought, wow, that's super incredible. And then it comes out that they're in the same temple. And here you can see a long row of them.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, musical pillars. And it's just like, that doesn't make any sense. Like that this takes hundreds of thousands of years to be able to live
And
this.
on top of this, there is a statue. I mean, there is an idol of Ganapati inside this door, which is like height of a human. It's so much big that all those priests need to go up a step and then do abhishekam. I don't think it will be available in the internet because it is inside the Praghara.
Okay, great. That's what I also love.
And on top of it, there is you can see the chariot there, right?
Where?
In the just type chariot of Nellaiappar temple, you would see a big chariot, which is second largest chariot after Tiruvallur chariot, I think, if I'm right. It is so much big that, yeah, this one. Yeah, so it is so much big that the rope that they need to move the chariot is so big. You can't just have like 10 people to move it. You just need thousands of people to move it. As you can see in the images, there were thousands just to move this chariot. And there would be a big stopping pedal or something. They need so big that it takes like maybe 1 minute after they keep the stopping stone, and it would stop later. Yeah, there you can see the rope of the chariot. Second row, first one.
Yeah, exactly. There's videos online of how they turn these chariots.
Yeah.
As you're mentioning, they have shaped pieces of wood, and to turn them, they stick the wood in the side of the wheel, and it slowly turns though.
Just to move it, people would go to opposite street, and they would pull it, and then they would come to the other street, and they would pull again. Then only the chariot can move. It's so big that it takes like 30 minutes to just make a one turn.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, someone can make these inside of a temple with the musical pillars. These are all technologies we don't know about, and this civilization has been, at least even if we track Western civilization back even like 3,000 years, so this civilization has been around for 3,000 years, and we don't know how to do that. And this was just one temple, and probably within a few kilometers there's probably another temple that has, right, like that's the way India is, more miracles. And
there is another temple. It is called Shankaran Kovil temple. One of the specialties that Paramashiva and Paramdama would be in same idol. And there is a Parashakti Pragaram. In that, there is something called Puttumanna. I think Swamiji also quoted that once in a lifetime, take bath with the sand. So he was referring to that temple, and the speciality of that Puttumanna is that it would be empty in the summer season, and out of nowhere in the June or August month, the sand would just come up. So yeah, that's one of the specialties of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so this is somewhere in the Nellaiappar temple also.
Yeah.
And then Nandi was there. So yeah, you get this, it's, Raja, the word Raja, comes to mind, like who would do this? The word king, royalty.
Yes.
The word royal, like when you look at it's regal. Like who did this? Who has the guts to do this? Who has the guts to try to create something like this in stone that should not break? If you build this and it breaks after a few decades, then
no use.
Foolish. Like who has the, you get this sense of, right? Like Hindu pride, like who's brave enough? Who's courageous enough to
ancient Hindus?
Yeah. Who's courageous enough to try to create this? Because if you create this magnificent structure and it crumbles, then you're a fool.
But it didn't. See, there is Kalabhairava Veerabhadra statue. Yeah.
Okay, great. So anyway, so you grew up near to this temple, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so you're saying that you frequently went to this temple?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would just go like once in a month. I would go back in those times, but now it's not possible.
Great. Okay, excellent. So I'll stop this share for now. So this is Tirunelveli and Nellaiappar temple. Thank you for that education, because yes, like I said, I recently discovered this temple this week. Okay, so that's awesome. So you grew up near to this temple.
Yeah.
So good. So just there's a little bit of echo.
I think I would recommend you to read the history behind how Nellaiappar himself manifested in that temple. I heard it, but I'm not sure. I just missed some points. I think it would be better if you research it and find yourself awestruck.
Yeah, exactly. This, it's, you just, you just have to, and like also, Kalyan, you mentioned about the how invaders broke, how it's like invaders came and saw something so beautiful and then just decided to destroy it because it was so beautiful.
Yeah. And not just that, it should be something more like all those deities. They are the stepping stones of enlightenment ecosystems around those areas. So all those invaders not just attack the architectural marvel, but they just also attack the civilizational marvel.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because researchers like Meenakshi Jain G and others, like, they tell about how, like, if there was a conflict between like Hindu kings and one king conquered the other temple, say, then that king maintained the responsibility to perform the pujas to that deity.
Yeah.
But that is a difference, actually.
Yeah. Even if they defeat the other king, they won't kill him because it's against the cosmic law. So, and on top of that, they take up responsibility of the other king, the defeated one, and not just on the area, but on the people and on the living beings in that area.
Exactly. So that's so what that shows is because these chaitras, they cover the area of Bharat in and around India is covered with these locations, and so each one of these spaces manifests these kind of unique technologies like this temple. So that's what the scale and depth of what civilization was there is completely beyond modern understanding, because there would have been kings in each area, but like to develop this technology would take, presumably, I mean, more than 10,000 years.
Hundreds of years.
Yeah, like it would. I mean, after 3,000 years
Yeah.
now, we don't have anything like to be able to manifest those kind of ecosystems. So
Yeah.
so to have that in so many locations, probably hundreds of thousands of years, because even like in each locale, in each, if you go to a place like, even Tirunelveli where you're speaking, or the places like Kanchipuram, Madurai, like that place, like every street has a magnificent temple with technology we don't have. So to cover all of Bharat with that and have the kings there, like, it's sort of like the strength and the depth of that, that ecosystem is, the deep roots sort of thing. So, okay, great. So that's super. So we didn't plan at all to go into that discussion, but it's just, because you had mentioned you grew up in a sort of Adi Shaivite tradition, and then, just for me, someone growing up near to one of these temples and just going there casually as a kid, because you're speaking very casually about it.
I mean, it is so much casual that we all go to the temples so frequently. But it's the people going into temple is reducing so much.
Yeah. Great. Okay, great. So great. So let's go back to where we were. And so good. So that's great. So where I wanted to go was, okay, so now we'll go back to the same question. Let's so just tell us about how you grew up, like tell us about what age you were doing what, because it's just funny, right? You mentioned, like, I asked your earliest memory and you were like, you're telling about people going to temple and playing the one of the stotras.
Musical pieces. Yeah, Skandapurana.
Yeah. I mean, for a young child to say like that was a casual, like everyday happening is, so great. So take us back to whatever you remember of the progression of your childhood, of what Hinduism was like in your life, what your life was like, what your family was like. Start with right there.
Yeah, sure. So I was going back and forth from Tirunelveli to the current place now, near Tiruchendur. So it's like I'm triangulated between three main temples. So I'm currently in a village, and nearby that there is a Shiva temple, and this temple has its own significance, which we'll cover later. And to the left we have Tiruchendur Murugan temple, the famous temple, right? Tiruchendur temple, and then we have Tirunelveli temple. So it's like wherever I go, I just see temples after temples. So it's become a natural part of the life. It's like I can't avoid temples. So so first, yeah, this temple, yeah, Tiruchendur Murugan temple. So as I was in my village, in the temple they would conduct uh, a Tiruvila each year. It would start in April or May month, sometimes even February. So it was a major gathering for people around this area. So yeah, you can see there are many places nearby. So all of these people come to my village for Tiruvila. So it would be a 10-day festival. So that is the first memory I have on this area. So what we would do is each day the deity comes around the whole village, and we would offer flowers, fruits, and everything we have, and then we would go to the temple along with the deity, and then there they would do all those pujas, and if it is night time, they would do the final puja. So it was at that time we would just go around the temple for like 11 rounds maybe, and at those times the vibration of the temple is so high, even in the morning and in the night it would be so high that you can feel it. It would be so pleasant to mind. Some say inside the temple it would be hot and outside it would be cold, but in this temple every area would be cool, so much cool. You can feel the presence, and at those 10 days there would be annadans going on, and people would sadhus from local area would come to this temple and stay there for the whole night. And on the morning again the same routine happens. The deity comes out, and all would offer. So this is the ecosystem I was grown in, and this is for just like 10 days. And after this 10 days, we would have a Muruga temple, Kanda Shashti. It's so famous that after this 10 days we would have Kanda Shashti, and then people would go to temple, and I personally went for like maybe 7 times, and each year. So I mean, each year Kanda Shashti would come 2 times. So we would go all those times. So yeah, it's like going to temple and coming back and repeat. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, see, that's what I was just sharing about is even people from North America or where from other places, you just couldn't. It's just if there's 100-year-old place in North America, it's like, well, that's really old.
Yeah, here 100 years is so small time.
And that's what, even in this small little section here, Shivakashi, Madurai, Thiruvananthapuram, Nagarkoil, Tirunelveli, Tiruchendur, and then of course Rameshwaram, all in one little place. So it's just okay. So that's great. So you grew up in this, and you're even having young age now. Okay, so what age were you when you moved away from Tirunelveli to? Are you in Tiruchendur now or outside of that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm away from Trichandur like maybe 5 or 7 kilometers. But I was not moved out of Tirunelveli because I would go to Tirunelveli every week. Uh, so yeah, technically I'm not out of Tirunelveli. I would be in connection with Tirunelveli.
Hmm.
Yeah, and one more thing. It may look like so big that um, each day going to temple in those 10-day utsavas and staying in Vrata for Kandasashti. But here it's like so normal. People would ask if you didn't do, they would be shocked. So it's like that kind of ecosystem.
Right, and this is it's almost as far south as you can go in India.
Yeah.
So it's very far south. Okay. And so, okay, so what age were you when this was going on?
7 or 8.
Okay, just can't imagine what it would be like. Like we visited Chidambaram Nataraja temple, and it's sort of like the stones that are inside the temple. Their memory is they're like 3.5 feet tall, and they're sort of like 5 feet by 5 feet square. So it's huge stones, and they were just hot. They were just hot somehow. Yeah. But so you were mentioning that it was very cool in the temple somehow. And okay, great. So take us from there. What's happening in your life at that time? Continue.
Yeah. So we would go to the temples and we would do all those. We would join in all those utsavas and I mean the plus point is that there is no end for utsava. If one is over, the another will be coming like 2 or 3 days after. So it's like festivals after festivals. So yeah. And then when I came back to Athur, like in the current place, then I just went to study in the preschool, all those things. And even there, people from my area would be there. So it would be easy for me to connect with them as they are in the same system as I am. And there were people from Tiruchendur directly. So it would be fun to speak about what is happening in their area. Even if we speak what's happening, we would somehow come to the temple functionalities and what's happening in the temple. Is there any new festival coming up? Our talks would be around the temple and about Hinduism. Yeah, so it would be around Hinduism.
Okay, so what age was that?
11 or 12. 11 to be precise. Age 11. Yeah.
Okay, great. And okay, so what about your parents and your family members? What are they? What were they doing at that time?
Yeah. My mom would be in the home, so yeah, she's a housewife, and my father would go to the office, which is in Tiruchendur. So he's got an opportunity to go to temple daily if he want, and I think he would go to temple at least once in a week. He would go to temple in my village, which is like um, a statement. Like he made a sankalpa that he would go. He would be going to temple each day in the village, and he's also got an opportunity to go to Tiruchendur, the big temple, like once in a week or so. Yeah.
Okay, and so what kind of your father was going to office? What was his work?
Yeah, he's government servant in the TNEB, they call the electricity board in Tamil Nadu. Yeah, he works there.
So what about do you have siblings, or you have anyone else living in the home?
Yeah, I'm an only child. But we had this, family system. Like my mother's sisters, there were 2 sisters, and we would be in constant contact. Like it's like Swamiji says, a Kota Kudumam, like the connected families. So yeah, so we were like maybe far apart, but we would come gather so often. So yeah, so their children were like my sisters and brothers.
Okay. So was there anyone else? Okay. Like, did you have cousins or grandparents living in that home with you, or?
Yeah. Now my father's mother is living with us, but my mother's parents are not right now living here. They are in Madurai. So yeah. So my grandmother is technically living here. And there is another family structure. Like my grandmother's mother is currently living near us, like in the next home. So like our family is like a big tree. All their children are in various parts of the Tamil Nadu, and they would come gather here for Pongal, Deepavali, and all those main festivals. So yeah.
Okay, great. And but in your home, it was just you and your 2 parents?
Yeah.
And then in the next door would be someone, another family member?
Yeah, the next door would be my father's grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, and okay, so good. Can you tell us next? Can you tell us next steps in your life there from the age of 11?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, from to be put it in a nutshell, like from 11 to currently, my life is around temple. So like, even if you take any part of my life, it would somehow relate to temple. Yeah. One big thing what I would tell is like it was at this timeline my father met Swamiji in Tiruvannamalai. So after he met Swamiji, he inspired me to get to Bidadi, Adi Kailasa, and there was this Young Genius program for kids. So I was joined there, and then from there my interaction with Sangha started blooming.
Okay, so good. So Swamiji and Sangha you're talking about is the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. So let's stay at that age of 11. So what is your understanding at the age of 11 of Hindumisia?
At the age of 11, I was not aware of it, but I was questioning my mother and father, like why they are not opening temples and why they are stopping this ritual. Those kind of questions where I would ask, but there won't be any constant answer. I mean, there won't be any correct answer from them. And I was wondering why they are doing it, because it is so much big that they can't even recreate the statues, for example. Even if they destroyed, even now they can't recreate it at the same level they did. So that question was with me from the age of 11. So as I grew up, I started, seeking what is the source of it and why it is happening. And then I met Swamiji, and after I met Swamiji, I got some clarity. Okay, so the architectural power was only one of the reason of many that they are attacking. And at that time, Swamiji was doing all those sevas. Like he went to the flood at Chennai, and he made a flood camp, medical checkup weekly in Tiruvannamalai. So I was like, okay, so these were the daily lifestyle of Hindus at those times for people. I mean, spending their life for the community. And then I realized, okay, so this was also the major reason that they attack us. Yes.
Okay, good. So uh, as a child at the age of 11, what was your understanding about, like, did you have any understanding about Hindu persecution or Hindumisia?
Yeah, so as I said, I don't have the knowledge I have now at that time. So it's like okay, so even at those times, people weren't speaking about this much. Like they were like, okay, some temple was destroyed. Oh my God, what we can do? And they would move on to other stuff. So the interactions between the community itself is so fragile. Yeah, so even if someone speaks up, other people would just shut him down, saying it's none of your business. So they were not unaware. Sorry, I mean, they are not aware at those times. So I was also not aware at those times.
Okay, good. So you're saying, okay, sorry, could you just repeat a little of that? Like you're saying, I believe you said, like, if there had been I missed something. If there had been an attack on a vandalism or something, that people would say something, but other people would say don't say anything. What is that about?
Yeah, I mean, at that time, I'm not sure which temple, but one of the temple was broken, and the people in the streets, they were speaking up, and sometimes in the school, students would speak up, and the teachers would say, okay, it's not none of your business. You are not here to speak about that in the school. You should not speak about it. Just study, do what you came for. So they would just like stop it, and they just wanted to skip it. And the saddest part is that the Hindu teachers would be saying this. That is the most unfortunate thing. They're not ready to speak up against what is happening. And even though teaching all those lessons related to Hinduism, like in the Tamil subject, they in India, I mean in Tamil Nadu, they would have the local language subject. So in that subject, they would include Ramayana, Mahabharata, and everything. But what they do is that they publish like we are not against Hinduism, or we are not attacking Hinduism. We are teaching students about Hinduism. They would just do all those publicity. But when you read those texts that they give, it would be so much of hatred. Like they would twist the story, and they would add whatever they want and say this is what Kambaramayana, this is what Mahabharata. So they are they are just twisting the story like whatever they want, so that people would think this is what Hinduism is in those days, and they would feel ashamed of themselves. Yeah, so at age of 11, this was the understanding I had.
Okay, so you had that kind of understanding at the age of 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're understanding that so you're understanding that the Ramayana and meaning of Bhagavad Gita and whatnot was was being modified and taught in
Yeah, definitely. Even now it is modified. Even if you take any Tamil textbook, you can see if you have the original Ramayana side and the Tamil text translation, so-called translation. If you have a scholar and ask them to see, is it truly giving the meaning of the original or not? I'm pretty sure the scholar would say it's not the same. It's so much modified. I mean, at that time, I was not aware of it. Like, even I read, okay, this is what happened, and we moved on. And as years passed on, when I came to know about what happened in real Mahabharata and Ramayana, I can interlink the past and the knowledge I had after a few years. And at that time, I just realized, okay, they are just modifying everything they can.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that age of 11, you were noticing that, like for the example you used, if there had been some vandalism on a temple, I believe that's what you said, and then people were talking about it, and teachers, for example, I think you said even Hindu teachers were saying, don't talk about it. So you had those experiences?
Yeah, even I had the experience. It was my Tamil teacher, and he was like, it was around 2017 or 18, recently. So at that time, I was somewhat aware of what's happening in Tamil Nadu. So he was teaching about Ravana, and he said Lord Shiva was afraid of Ravana and he ran away. So he said like that. So I asked, how can Lord Shiva ran away from a demon? And it went on to some extent that he said it is what it is in the book, and that's what I'm teaching. So you just listen to what I'm teaching. So it was at that moment I just realized, okay, so it's not just about the teachers, it's about the book itself. Yeah.
Okay, it's about the book itself. What does that mean?
I mean, I just said teachers were like, do what you came for, don't talk about this, right? So it was the teachers who said that phrase. But in the 2017 or 18, at that time, the teacher himself accepted that what I'm telling you guys is in this book. So that's what I'm telling. I can't change anything. So he meant that the story what I am telling, like Lord Shiva ran away from Ravana's because Lord Shiva was afraid of Ravana, is in the book. So I'm just teaching what it is in the book. You can't blame me for it. So the teacher said that.
Okay. Why did he teach it like that?
Because it is in the book. He says, okay, in the book it says as Lord Shiva was afraid of Ravana and Lord Shiva ran away. So he just recited the original phrase in the book as it is. So it's like it's like misinterpretation, right? Even if you have the misinterpretation, it's okay. But when you are teaching it to like 30 or 40 students, you should have made sure the translations are perfect, right? So they didn't do this, and they misinterpreted each and every page if we look it up. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's around the age of 15?
Yeah, 15 to 16. Yeah.
Okay. And so before that, you remember there being just in general incidents of people saying not to basically we're not going to talk about, I think you used the example like an attack on a temple, for example?
Yeah, so it's not just people's, even my family members. In those times, I was putting on Facebook saying, this is not fair. People should not be doing this in the Facebook post. I think the account is not available with me. I think I deleted it. But when the relations saw that post, and they was like, okay, you should not speak about this. It is dangerous for you. And I don't know why they said that, but I think maybe they have experienced it in their lives. So yeah. So even if you speak up, you will be suppressed. That's what happened. That's what happening even now.
Right. Yeah. So how did you feel that if you were speaking something and your family members were saying it was dangerous for you to do that?
I was like, okay, we would do this later in life. I mean, if they stopped me at the small age. So I thought, okay, we would do it in the later stages of life. Yeah, that's what I thought. And actually, it happens in every family, because they are afraid that their children's life might be at risk. So they would just, inside the family itself, they just suppress his or her voice, and they won't let him speak against the vandalism or anything.
Great.
It's like the Hindumisia people, they just shown a hard example that if you do this, you would be treated like this. Maybe it was that reason they are afraid of not speaking up. And it was one of the reason. Maybe we can say one of the main thing is they are not educated about Hinduism. They don't know what it is. So yeah, these two combined makes them not to speak against it. Even if you speak against it, let's say I just know what is happening and I don't know about Hinduism. If I speak up against it, the opposite party would ask like, do you know why temples are built? Do you know this scripture discriminates against other people? And they would just cross question us. And if we don't know about Hinduism, we don't know how to tackle those questions, right? So it's like we being not aware of Hinduism, and we are not being allowed to speak up against it.
Great. So, okay, so this experience was around back into what age, are you saying?
17, 18, 2017 and 18.
Okay. Okay, so around the age of 15 or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was also one of my golden periods of time, because I was going to Adi Kailasa and being there for like 20, 30 days, not continuously, but yeah, with constant gaps. I was like, maybe each year my father would go, and 2 years once I would go there and stay there for 10 days. There was a program called Yen Kriya, I think, if I remember correctly. It was like a 10 days program, and I was there, and Swamiji was initiating all of the candidates into third eye powers, body scanning and everything. So yeah, it was also one of the good days back then.
Okay, great. So you're speaking about Adinam Adi Kailasa outside of Bengaluru, established by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, okay, so you had some awareness that there was attacks going on against Hindus, is that right?
Yeah, not just on Hindus, all those Hindu gurus, whoever is trying to speak up against the Hindumisia and who is speaking about Hinduism, they are being attacked. It's like a formula that the Hindumisia people use. If they speak up against us, attack him. If they speak about Hinduism, attack him. Like no other way, you will be attacked. It was a it was like a formula that they follow.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So how early on what was your earliest age that you noticed those things?
About, I mean, Hindumisia.
Yeah, like this part that Hindus were being attacked, and that if you talked about it, that yes, that people would tell you not to, and then also that next level that's part of the plan is to attack the people who talk against it.
Yeah. So I came to know about when Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was attacked, like in the 2012s or 11s, at that time. So I was there before the attack, and the ashram was like always active. People would come there, anadans will happen, and it's always active. So after that attack, still people would come. So but people, even devotees, like they had the idea like we can't go there. It is like they are in a fear that what may happen when we go there. So the attack was so much powerful that it made the devotees think what will happen if we go there and all. So I understood the impact of the attack when people nearby spoke about that attack. Like they have in mind to go to Swamiji and be there, but their mind was also thinking about the attack also. So it's like they attack you so that you can't come there, and you can't follow the tradition, and the tradition ends. So it's like the chain reaction. Yeah.
Right. Okay, great. I just wanted to step back one moment. Okay, so just wanted you to share, is there any kind of like trajectory of awareness that you can give about this Hindumisic attack going from the age of 6 to 16 for yourself? Is there any like experiences or way that your awareness formed? Is there just to illustrate it a little bit more, is there anything you would like to comment?
Yeah. So from the age of 11 to 16, and I understood it from Swamiji. So as a family, we would sit together and attend the satsangs, and it was at those time. I mean, back then Swamiji was giving daily satsangs. So we would before I would go to school. I would sit there in front of computer, and we would see the satsang Swamiji was delivering, and constantly he would just give new things about Hinduism. So he would one day say about completion, and the next day how completion can be used in life, how it can help us to enrich ourselves and enrich others. So it's like by Swamiji I came to know about Hinduism, and by Swamiji I came to know about how Hindumisia group works. So yeah, so it was by Swamiji everything happened. Because at those times he was the only guru who is like standing up against all those forces so strong that even they were afraid of him. Like I mean, afraid in the sense they were like, okay, even if we attack him, he won't crumble. He would just go higher and higher. So Swamiji was so powerful that he was the icon of what do you say, enriching Hindu community whole as a whole.
Great. So, Kalyan, when did you first come to know about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism?
At the age of 9, 2000, maybe like 2010 or 11 at that time. Yeah, so
Okay.
my father went to Swamiji and he asked me to take me with him to Adi Kailasa in Bidadi.
Okay. Your father asked you to come with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So your father learned of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism before 2010?
Yeah. He was like a constant visitor to Tiruvannamalai Adinam. Yeah, Swamiji would come there, take discourses, and my father would go there and attend all of that. And then when time came, he took me to Adi Kailasa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So, okay. So, okay, good. Take us through that time then, because in 2010, in March of 2010, there was released a large Hindu music and hate speech persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So just take us through, like you had mentioned that you had been to the Adinam before that time and after. And so what would you like to say about that process, from going through that process?
So I was not before went to Adinam. I mean, I know about Swamiji. I saw his discourses online, and there was the old photo of Swamiji under banyan tree. That was the first time I saw Swamiji, and my father went there, and it was before the attack. So before that, it was smooth, and when the attack started, all the news channels were like 24/7 covering Swamiji, full 24/7 of hate speech, violence, and even they, if I think they even live streamed the fire in the hut of Swamiji. And there were like no people in there helping to put off the fire, but just a media person covering it live. So it was that much of hatred that the Hindumisia gang had against Swamiji. And so even after all those attacks, Swamiji built so much facilities for the devotees to come there and stay there. So I was one of them, and I went there. So it was around, I'm not sure of the years, but it was like 2 days. I was there at Adi Kailasa, and it was again a children's program. I was there, and so that was the first time I went to Adi Kailasa.
Okay, so you're not sure if that was before or after
when I went to Adi Kailasa, it was after the attack. But my father went to Adi Kailasa before and after.
Okay, so this being the March 2010 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So good. Okay. What else do you want to share about that time or process?
Yeah, it was like I had this idea of Hinduism, saying it was so generic. It's like we don't have any books to study. We just go to temple and pray and come back, and we just do the same again and again every day. But when I went to Adi Kailasa, and it was at that time I was even aware of Gurukuls. So I was there, and all those Gurukul children were there, and I was asking to my father who are they, what they are doing. Um, so and he told me that they are the students of Gurukul, and I just asked what is Gurukul, and he explained me all those history. And uh, after this visit to Adikailasa, I came back after like 1 year. So after that, there was another shock for me that Swamiji was giving initiations into Shiva Diksha. So I was not even aware of what the word Shiva Diksha mean. So each time I went to Adi Kailasa, I would just learn one more new thing about Hinduism. So yeah, that's how I learned about Hinduism.
Okay, great. So good. You mentioned that your understanding of Hindumisia came mostly or entirely through Swamiji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was because of him I came to know about Hinduism and Hindumisia. So of course we know the part of Hinduism, but to speak about Hindumisia, it's like Swamiji teaching so much about Hinduism that it triggers the Hindumisia people so much that they start attacking on him. So Swamiji was telling about all those strategies that they follow. So he just also said before Hindus understood what my contributions to Hinduism are, the Hindumisia people understood. So so he said it jovially, but there is a strong a strong fact behind that. Even before Hindus came to know about Swamiji, there was this attack on Swamiji. So it's like even Swamiji said this: killing a dog is not is easy when you say it is an what do you say? It's a idiotic dog, and if you shoot them, no one would ask. So it was the same formula here.
Mad dog.
So yeah, mad dog. Yeah.
Right. So what you're saying is the one of the strategies of the Hindu Mizya forces is first to isolate the leaders, the Hindu leaders, the Hindu gurus, to isolate them by saying that they've done something wrong or to slander them somehow. So first thing is you have to isolate the leader so that they can be eliminated. So first you isolate the leader by basically slandering them, any number of lies in media or allegations otherwise. So first you say, look, that is a mad dog. So first you show the Hindu leaders, the Hindu gurus as mad dog. So once you've established that the Hindu leader is mad dog, then necessarily the mad dog must be eliminated. Everyone agrees a mad dog has to be put down, has to be eliminated.
Yeah, it's happening even now. I mean, with the power of media, they could have done better to humanity, but what they are doing is just degrading humanity. They are just okay. If there is a Hindu guru speaking about Hinduism, is he against our agenda? Okay, let's put some false accusations on him and put it in the media. And the saddest thing is, no one, researchers about it. They don't search about it. What is the truth that they are the news media is telling, and they just okay. So these news medias are telling, okay, so this must be the truth. So okay, what happens to the Hindu guru? I don't care. That's what the Hindus are right now. So they are like they want to follow the tradition, but they don't want the Hindu gurus to be spreading the tradition.
Yes, exactly. Yes, the traditions of, so what you're saying, the traditions of gurus that kept Hinduism alive, many so-called maybe neo-Hindus or
Yeah,
anti-guru Hindus are saying that they want to
follow
follow.
the tradition,
Uh,
but not the gurus. I
hmm,
mean, they think up to the extent where they like, um, okay, even if Hindu gurus are not there, the tradition will be alive. So it shows they are not aware that in those times it was just year to year tradition. If a guru is explaining something to their students, they would just tell them directly. They won't just write it down or give it to them like they do now. It's like the tradition would be alive only if the other students would pass it on to next generation. And these people are not realizing that we should pass it to next generation. They are thinking, oh, next generation would naturally take it up. There is no logic. If there is no tradition, how they would take it up? They are not realizing that.
okay, that's interesting. So you're saying that so you're asking the question, who yeah, so you're raising that question, who is who's there, who's possibly there to give the tradition to others.
Yeah, the answer would be gurus. Who else would be there? But they don't want the answer to exist, but they want the tradition to be passed on to next generation. It's like you want to cross a river, but you don't want the bridge. That's how you want to do it. That's how they want right now. But hopefully, there is some awareness starting to coming up, but it should be fast.
How fast?
I mean, um, I don't know. They should realize it. The talks around social media is like, okay, so the media is against Hinduism. So it is like a 0.01 level of awareness they have. They should reach at least 25% to understand what is happening in the ground level.
Mm. Right. And okay, good. And even 25% is a fairly low level.
Yeah, but it's not available. So if it 25% is there, we should be happy.
Okay. So sorry. So what are you saying? Like, what are you saying?
I mean, the awareness level should increase at least to 25%. I mean, yes, it is not to the mark, but it is the minimum we need right now.
Okay, 25% of what?
25% of Hindus uh, understanding what is happening around themselves at first. I mean, like, they are in some other part of Tamil Nadu, and some temples is being vandalized in other part. So this one good thing is that there are some activists who are raising up the concern and taking up it to social media and spreading it. But only in 100 there are only 10 or 15 people doing it, and other 90 or 85 people are against it. I mean, they are not even speaking up about it. So the 90 or 85% people have the most they have the more power over people. They have if they say something, it would reach to the all four corners of Tamil Nadu. But they are not doing. But only 10 to 15 are doing, which is okay. But we need more coverage. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. Okay, good. So you're saying if 25% of Hindus were aware of at least more of the, are you saying like the organized, planned Hindu hatred?
Yeah, if we talk about Hindu hatred, it would just go like it's a big topic, but the ground level attacks. Let's say there is a temple vandalized near me. Even if all of them are not protesting, Hinduism doesn't ask to um, make a nuisance to other communities, right? It's just a peaceful community, but um, to make it survive, we should at least speak up. Like, let's say, hey, this temple which was there until last night is no more now. What do you think about it? The community talks should be added to the people around me. So if we speak up, we have the awareness level. So let's say I have something, I know something that has happened the same way in another place. So I can share it like, okay, so see, this is not just the first time happening. It's also happened in other place. So the information sharing would be efficient. So at least 25% of awareness would be increased. We can like let's say there is a temple destroyed in one part, and if the awareness level is increased, the people around that temple would resurrect the temple so quickly, right? So because there would be more pressure from ourselves, asking them, pleading them to restore the temple. But right now, even there are like only few asking to rebuild the vandalized temples. So we need more people talking about it. We need more awareness of what's happening around us.
It's super. And so, okay, so that doesn't exist right now?
It exists, but it's a very minute level. Only few are talking about it, right? Apart from Sangha, apart from our Sangha, only some activists are speaking like there is this problem in my temple, and there is this deity vandalized in other temples. Like there are only few people talking about temples all over Tamil Nadu. So what we need is each of the local people talking about their issues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was I heard an informational statistic about, I believe it was Mahabalipuram. There's a, I forget, but there's a temple. It has to do with Shiva's 3 burning eyes, and it's right on the coast. But so I'd heard a statistic like that. It's something like 1 or 2,000 years old, or 1,200 years or something, and anyway, it was also used like a lighthouse. Like there was on top of the temple, like so it was near the coast.
Okay.
But and so then this was what was being said was that actually pujas were like it was an active temple. It's not that it was like hundreds of years ago it stopped being active. It was just like, I think they said in the 1960s or something. So actually there's no reason that temple cannot continue to be active. And there was also a statistic in Tamil Nadu that they used the number 12,999 temples can't afford to do 1 puja per day.
Yeah.
And so it's just that sort of a thing, because one of the other parts is you see pictures of temples, like they will show a picture of like a temple in like 1850, and then they'll show it in 2021, and it's you can like they're basically showing the same picture. They're just showing that it like they're just showing an old picture, but it's the same picture, like it's the same frame. And so that's what you see people visiting temples today in India. Even if you see Hindus, say average Hindus visiting temples in India today, and they're visiting these old temples. But if you look at the picture, like if it's a temple that has some ruins, like it's been not active anymore, not active, and not an active temple, which a lot of the ancient temples, they're not active. So one of the things is that you'll see a picture of that temple, 200 years ago, and a picture now, and it looks exactly the same. It's just like a sort of a shell of a temple. It's not active. So the thing is, there's no reason that a lot of those temples, they can be active living temples. They can, like Madurai Meenakshi Temple or Tiruvannamalai Temple or Sri Rangam Ranganatha Swami, and like those, a lot, like it's sort of like the Hindu tradition is treated like it's only a relic, like it's only a museum. But the fact is, there's people waiting to make those temples active, and they want to make those temples active. And if you look at the pictures, the temple has looked exactly the same for hundreds of years. There's no more further dilapidation or reason why it cannot be active. Those temples, they should not be visited as museum structures, vacant structures that people visit as tourists. They should be active living ecosystems of a day to day, like you grew up, Aya. Like the people should go there to eat. They should go there for healing. They should go there to visit friends. Like that, they should be like the Tirunelveli temple. So many temples around India are just sitting there, stone. And Hindus,
they're not being used for what they are meant for. I mean, as you said, some around 12,000 temples are not even with one pujari doing puja, right? So if you analyze it, what could have gone wrong? It also comes to the hands of Hindus. All those 12,000 temples, there must be at least, let's say, at least 5 houses around that temple. And they have left the temple because they don't know the value of the temple, right? So only if you don't know what the value of the temple is, you take it for granted, right? So that's what happened on a large scale, not just in Tamil Nadu, all over the India. So that's why I said people should be aware of the attacks on Hinduism, as well as they should be aware of what Hinduism has to offer to the whole world. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so that's the one part about those temples is there's no reason that they shouldn't be active. They shouldn't be active. Yeah. People want them. Like it's sort of funny. It's like in Canada, for example, or even North America, it may be a little bit different. Or like if you look, even if you could look different ways, like into Greek architecture or Roman architecture, it's like you go to those places and they're broken down, and there's, the skeletal system is left there, and even that city is not really, living in that way, and people are not living that lifestyle. It's a sort of a different thing. It's like with Sanatana Hindu Dharma, with Hinduism, people are still living that lifestyle, and they're still visiting the temples, they're still doing the pujas. That it's just that ecosystem is sitting there. It's not like that way of life is not going on anymore. It's going on. It's just for some reason that temple it's not alive.
As you said, if you look at the bigger view, big picture, if someone, let's say someone is saying about okay, so this tradition is alive, then why these people are shouting that there are attacks on temples, there are attacks on traditions? But even only when you look closely, you will understand it's not just about one tradition. that one tradition is like hundreds of other traditions made up, right? So that's why Swamiji gave the word called Adi Shaivite minority tradition, right? So it's not just about one big tradition people follow. People follow the big tradition, and there are other roots to the tradition. So those are minorities, and those roots are being cut off right now. We may be we may be happy on thinking that okay, it is great that people following this tradition when compared to Greeks or Romans, but maybe within 50 years, if this trend still continues, we may even lose big temples. But we would be at that time we would be saying, okay, there is this big temple which is icon of Hinduism. Why you are speaking about the other temple, right? So it's like, yeah, as I said, if you don't know value of something, you will leave it. That's what happening now. It is great that there is some awareness, there is a little bit of awareness that people is getting, but this should the people should be aware of all those attacks so fast. That is how we can stop this tradition from being extinct.
Right. And so right. So good. So you're saying that even when there are attacks, like on a ground level, you're saying, even if there are attacks against Hindus and temples, it's like even that information doesn't get out.
Yeah.
And so so that was one of the aspects, and so that is
it's like the prevailing situation right now. It's like happening in large scale, but we are not aware of what is happening, and we should be aware of what is happening so fast. That's what I'm trying to tell.
Right, exactly. So okay, super. Great. So we are fortunately or unfortunately coming to we're going to complete this session for today now, and so that's where we are till now. It's been great, and so that's excellent. So I'll just share a short summary of what we went through, and then Kalyan, if there's anything you want to share after that, you go ahead, and then we'll complete.
Yeah, so I want the viewers just to understand that you can't look at the big picture and say it will survive. You just can't say that, because you need to understand what is happening. And then if you say that word, even you would say, okay, it's not going to survive. That's the that's the situation happening. And to be honest, I'm not. I can't even imagine Hinduism after the let's say Swamiji's. How can I say? How can I phrase it? Like, I can't see the Hinduism's being alive after Swamiji. I mean, he said he would may at least make a seed bank for Hinduism, but yeah, I know he would do that. But this powerfully he expressing the truths of Hinduism, I don't think it would be there after Swamiji. I think Swamiji need to come again to do the same work again and again until these Hindus understand what the problem is.
Okay, so that is another show. So we will definitely, hopefully we can get together again soon and share more about this. So yeah, so that's great. So yeah, so for today, we've come to the completion of our time span for today. So what we will do is we'll complete this session chanting Purnamantra, and then we thank everyone for joining us, and please comment and question and everything else in the appropriate comment section based on your social media platform. And great. So, okay, Kalyan, before we chant Purnamantra, anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, just a note. If you want to learn about Hinduism, just see the 14,000 hours of discourses of Swamiji that he's put up on YouTube, which is free. You can't just say, I'm not having the material to learn Hinduism. All those materials, thousands of hours are available for free, and you can make use of that. And that's how Swamiji wanted Hindus to do. Like, he wanted all of them to understand what Hinduism is. That's what Swamiji's idea is, from my point of view. But yeah, so he often says the whole world needs to understand what Hinduism has to offer, right? So that underlying principle, if we think more, you can learn Hinduism from YouTube. So yeah, it's been so easy, and Hindus can't tell we are not having access to any material. That would be just a lie.
Great. Okay. Great. Shall we chant Purnamantra?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes, great. Thank you so much. And yes, so then exactly, Kalyan and I had mentioned there's youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation, Life Bliss Foundation, if you want to access those 15,000 hours. Great. So, okay. So thank you, Aya. Thank you, everyone. We'll complete chanting Purnamantra and request blessings of all the Guru Parampara to continue to manifest the powerful space of oneness and Advaita in all of our lives and in all of our experience, whether or not we're aware of it, knowing that it's there, and that the presence of that superconscious source is there, and the deities are ready to bless us as soon as you're ready to request and accept. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Parukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Okay, great. Thank you, Kalyanaya. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you, everyone.
see everyone next time. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.